I thought I knew what betrayal looked like. I thought the worst thing that could happen was losing my job or getting cut off in traffic. But when my brother Kyle showed up at 7:45 that Saturday morning, 2 hours earlier than we had planned, standing on my doorstep with that strange look in his eyes, I had no idea my entire world was about to collapse. He said he came early to help me and Amanda move into our new house. That was the lie. The truth was so much darker, and it would take me exactly 1 day to uncover it. Before I tell you what my brother said that morning, let me know where you are watching from in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe, because what happened next will show you that the people closest to you can be the ones hiding the darkest secrets. My name is Dorian, and at 32 years old, I thought I had finally figured life out. I worked as a software engineer at a tech company in Portland, pulling in a decent salary that allowed Amanda and I to live comfortably. We had been married for 3 years together for 5, and every single day felt like a gift. I met Amanda at an art exhibition downtown, one of those pretentious gallery openings where everyone pretends to understand abstract paintings. She was standing in front of a massive canvas covered in blue swirls, actually smiling instead of nodding thoughtfully like everyone else. That smile was what got me. We talked for 2 hours straight that night, and I knew before we even exchanged numbers that she was the one. Amanda taught kindergarten at a school 15 minutes from our apartment. She was 30 years old, patient in ways I could never be, with this incredible ability to make even the worst days feel manageable. We did not have kids yet, but we talked about it often. The plan was to settle into our new house. First get comfortable, then start trying next year. Everything was falling into place exactly as we had dreamed. The house itself was perfect. 2 stories in a quiet suburb with a backyard big enough for the kids we hoped to have, and the garden Amanda wanted to plant. We closed on it 3 weeks earlier, and this weekend was moving day. I remember standing in the empty living room the day we got the keys, Amanda spinning around with her arms out, laughing about all the memories we would make there. I felt on top of the world. My brother Kyle was 3 years older than me, 35, and still single. He worked as a real estate agent and did well for himself, always showing up in expensive suits and driving cars that cost more than my annual salary. Growing up, Kyle was the golden child. He was taller than me by about 3 inches, naturally athletic, got better grades without trying, and had this charm that made everyone gravitate toward him. Our parents adored him, and honestly, I spent most of my childhood trying to live up to his shadow. As adults, we were not particularly close, but we stayed in touch. We saw each other at holidays, exchanged texts on birthdays, that sort of thing. Kyle had dated plenty of women over the years, but never settled down. He always said he was waiting for the right person, someone worth giving up his freedom for. I introduced him to Amanda at our wedding, and over the past 3 years, he had seen her at various family gatherings. He always seemed friendly with her, maybe a bit too friendly sometimes, but I chalked it up to him just being his naturally charismatic self. That Saturday morning in September started out beautiful. Clear skies, temperature in the low 70s, perfect weather for hauling boxes and furniture. Kyle had promised to show up at 10 o'clock to help us move the heavy stuff. Amanda and I planned to load the smaller items ourselves in the morning, then tackle the couches and bed frames when Kyle arrived with his pickup truck. But at 7:45, while I was still in the shower, I heard the doorbell ring. I heard Amanda's footsteps rushing to answer it. Then her voice bright and cheerful, saying Kyle's name. Something about her tone made me pause. There was excitement in it. The kind of excitement you reserve for someone you are genuinely happy to see. I dried off quickly and got dressed, that strange feeling already forming in my stomach. When I came downstairs, Kyle and Amanda were standing in the kitchen, and the scene looked perfectly normal on the surface. Kyle in jeans and a fitted black shirt, Amanda in yoga pants and one of my old college sweatshirts, both of them smiling. But there was something in the air, something I could not quite name. An ease between them that felt too comfortable. Amanda was pouring coffee into a mug, and as she handed it to Kyle, she said something about, "No sugar, just black, exactly how he liked it." I stopped in the doorway. How did she know that I had been with Kyle at coffee shops before? And I honestly could not remember how he took his coffee. But my wife knew without asking. Kyle noticed me and grinned. His smile did not quite reach his eyes. "Hey man, hope you do not mind I showed up early. Woke up at 6 and figured why waste time, right? We have got a lot of work ahead of us." "Yeah, no problem," I said, even though my gut was screaming that something was wrong. "Thanks for coming." Amanda handed me a mug, but she did not meet my eyes. That was the second thing I noticed. My wife, who usually greeted me with a kiss, even if I had only been gone for 5 minutes, barely looked at me. The morning passed in a blur of cardboard boxes and packing tape. We worked steadily loading my car and Kyle's truck with everything we could fit. And that is when I started noticing things. Small things. Things that on their own meant nothing but together formed a picture I did not want to see. Kyle and Amanda moved around each other like dancers who had practiced their routine 1,000 times. When Amanda needed the tape gun, Kyle handed it to her before she asked. When Kyle was carrying a heavy box toward the door, Amanda was already there, holding it open, anticipating his path. They had a rhythm, a synchronization that should not have existed between a woman and her husband's brother. At one point, Amanda was trying to figure out where to put a small end table in the truck bed. Before she could say anything, Kyle said, "That will fit better in the back seat, trust me." She nodded like his opinion was the only one that mattered. I was standing right there, but neither of them asked what I thought. They laughed at inside jokes I was not part of. When Kyle made a comment about always losing socks in the dryer, Amanda burst out laughing and said, "Right, where do they even go?" The way she said it with that familiar tone made me wonder if they had discussed lost socks before. Why would my wife and my brother have conversations about laundry? I kept telling myself I was being paranoid. Kyle was my brother. Amanda was my wife. They were just being friendly. But the knot in my stomach kept tightening. Around noon, we decided to break for lunch. There was a burger place nearby that had just opened, and Kyle suggested we try it. We took his truck, and I ended up in the back seat while Amanda rode up front. I watched them from behind the way Kyle kept glancing over at her, while he drove the way she played with her hair when she talked to him. At the restaurant, we grabbed a booth. Kyle and Amanda slid into one side together, leaving me alone on the other side. I felt like a third wheel at my own lunch. Kyle launched into a story about a difficult client he had recently, and Amanda listened like it was the most fascinating thing she had ever heard. She laughed at all his jokes, touched his arm twice when she was making a point, and I just sat there feeling invisible. Then Kyle mentioned a restaurant. "That Italian place downtown, you know, the one they have the best pasta. It is incredible, right?" Amanda's face lit up. "Oh my God, yes. The carbonara there is amazing." I froze. "When did you go there?" Amanda's smile faltered for just a second. "We went there last year, remember, for our anniversary." But we had not. For our anniversary, we went to a steakhouse on the waterfront. I was absolutely certain of that because I had made the reservation weeks in advance and remembered being excited about their oyster selection. We had never been to that Italian place. Kyle jumped in quickly. "Maybe it was a different restaurant you were thinking of. Anyway, we should get back to work soon." The subject changed, but I could not let it go. Amanda had been to that Italian restaurant. She knew their pasta. If not with me, then who had she gone with? We returned to the old apartment to grab the final load. Amanda said she was going to run to the store to buy more water bottles since we were all exhausted and needed to stay hydrated. She grabbed her purse and left, but in her hurry, she left her phone on the kitchen counter. 30 seconds after she walked out, the phone buzzed. I glanced at it reflexively, and the notification lit up the screen. A text message from someone saved in her contacts as just the letter K. The preview said, "Cannot wait to see you later. Same place." My heart stopped. K. Kyle started with K. I stood there staring at that phone like it was a bomb about to explode. Every instinct told me to unlock it and read through her messages, but I could not bring myself to do it. That felt like crossing a line I could not uncross. But the damage was done. I knew something was happening. When Amanda came back 20 minutes later with a case of water bottles, I asked casually, "Who was texting you?" "What?" She looked genuinely confused. "Your phone buzzed, just wondering if it was important." "Oh." She picked up her phone, glanced at the screen, and her face went carefully blank. "Just a friend. Nothing important." She slipped the phone into her back pocket and changed the subject immediately, asking Kyle if he wanted to order pizza for dinner. I looked at Kyle. He was watching Amanda with an expression I had seen before, but never understood until that moment. It was longing, hunger, possession. By the time evening rolled around, most of our belongings were in the new house. Kyle suggested he stay the night since it was getting late, and he would be too tired to drive home. The new house had 3 bedrooms, so there was plenty of space, and logically it made sense. But I did not want him there. I wanted him gone. Still, I could not come up with a good reason to say no without sounding paranoid or rude, so I agreed. We ordered 2 large pizzas and sat in the living room eating straight from the boxes since we had not unpacked plates yet. The TV was still in its box, so we just talked. Or rather, Kyle and Amanda talked while I pretended to be part of the conversation. They were so comfortable with each other. Too comfortable. Amanda kept looking at him when she thought I was not paying attention. Little glances that lasted just a second too long. Around 9 o'clock, I excused myself to use the bathroom. On my way back, I deliberately walked quietly, and as I approached the living room, I heard them whispering. I could not make out the words, but the tone was urgent, almost desperate. The moment I stepped into view, they stopped abruptly, and both looked up at me with forced smiles. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, of course," Amanda said quickly. "Just talking about where to put the couch tomorrow." That night, lying in bed next to Amanda in our new house, I could not sleep. She fell asleep almost immediately, her breathing steady and peaceful, while I stared at the ceiling running through everything I had noticed. The coffee, the Italian restaurant, the text message, the whispers. It all pointed to something I did not want to believe. Sunday morning arrived too soon. I had maybe slept 2 hours total, and when I finally gave up and went downstairs around 6:30, I found Kyle already awake. He was standing in the kitchen with a cup of coffee staring out the window at the backyard. The early morning light made everything look gray and cold. He heard me come in and turned around. The look on his face told me everything before he even opened his mouth. This was it. Whatever had been building was about to break. "Dorian," he said quietly. "We need to talk." My heart started pounding. "About what?" He set his coffee mug down on the counter and took a breath. "I did not come here to help you move." The room felt like it was tilting. "What?" "I came here because of Amanda." He looked me straight in the eye. "We have been seeing each other for about a year now." The words hit me like a physical blow. I actually stumbled back a step. "What did you just say?" "Amanda and I are in love. We have been meeting up, spending time together. It started last year at that coffee shop on Morrison Street. We just ran into each other, started talking, and something clicked." He was speaking calmly, like he was discussing the weather not destroying my entire life. "She wants to leave you. She just has not figured out how to tell you yet." I could not breathe. Could not think. My brother. My wife. 1 year. While I was going to work every day, coming home every night, planning our future, they were sneaking around behind my back. The Italian restaurant. The text message. All those family gatherings where I thought they were just being polite to each other. It was all a lie. How could you? My voice came out as a whisper. You are my brother. I know. And I am sorry. But I cannot help how I feel. Amanda is the woman I have been waiting for my whole life. We tried to fight it, but we cannot anymore. Before I could respond, I heard footsteps on the stairs. Amanda appeared in the doorway, and the moment she saw us, she knew. Her face went pale. Is it true? I asked her directly, even though I already knew the answer. What he just told me, is it true? She opened her mouth, closed it, then finally nodded. Tears started streaming down her face. I am so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. You never meant for it to happen. I repeated, my voice rising. You have been cheating on me for a year with my brother. How does that just happen accidentally? Kyle stepped forward. Do not blame her. This is my fault. I pursued her. I fell in love with her. She tried to stay faithful to you, but eventually we could not deny what we felt. Stop. I held up my hand. Just stop talking. Amanda was crying harder now. Dorian, please understand. Things between us have not been right for a long time. We have been drifting apart. You must have felt it too. No, I said flatly. I did not feel anything except happy. I thought we were happy. I do love Kyle, she said, her voice breaking. I know that is horrible to hear, but it is the truth. I want to be with him. Kyle moved closer to her, actually putting his arm around her shoulders right in front of me. We are going to be together, Dorian. I wanted to tell you man to man, instead of having you find out some other way. You deserve that much. Something inside me shifted in that moment. The initial shock was wearing off, replaced by something colder, clearer. They wanted me to fall apart. They expected me to yell and cry and beg, but I was not going to give them that satisfaction. I took a deep breath and surprised myself with how calm my voice sounded. Okay. They both looked at me confused. Okay, Kyle repeated. If that is what you both want, then okay. I walked over to the coffee maker and poured myself a cup, my hand steady. Obviously, we need to figure out the divorce, the house, all the legal stuff. Amanda looked almost disappointed that I was not fighting. You are taking this really well. What else can I do? I shrugged. You have made your choice. Fighting will not change anything. What they did not know was that my phone was in my pocket, and I had turned on the voice recorder the moment Kyle said we needed to talk. Every word of their confession was now saved as evidence. I gestured to the kitchen table. Sit down, let's talk through this like adults. Over the next 30 minutes, I asked them questions. When did they first meet up secretly? How often did they see each other? Where did they go? Did anyone else know I kept my tone neutral, almost businesslike? And they answered everything, probably relieved that I was not making a scene. Kyle admitted they met up at least once a week, sometimes more. They had gone on weekend trips together when Amanda told me she was visiting her sister in Seattle. The Italian restaurant was one of their regular spots. Kyle had even helped Amanda pick out this house we just moved into. I thought it would be perfect for her, he said, then caught himself. For both of you, I mean. For your family. But that was the thing. He had been planning this. He looked at houses with my wife, imagining a future where he took my place. Amanda confessed that the necklace she wore, sometimes the silver one with the small diamond pendant that she claimed was from her grandmother, was actually a gift from Kyle. Everything was a lie. Every single thing. I nodded along, asked follow-up questions, and watched them relax, thinking I was accepting defeat. What they did not realize was that I was building my case. After we finished talking, I told them I needed to go to my car to grab some paperwork from the glove compartment so we could start looking at what divorce filing required. Instead, I sat in the driver's seat and called Greg, one of my closest friends from college, who happened to be a family lawyer. "Greg, I need help," I said when he answered. "Like right now." I sent him the audio recording while we were on the phone. He listened to part of it and let out a low whistle. "Dorian, this is solid evidence of adultery. In Oregon, this gives you major leverage. Do not let them know you have this recording. Just keep gathering evidence." "What should I do?" "Play along for now. Be cooperative. Get as much documentation as you can. If you have access to her phone or email screenshot anything relevant, then we hit them with everything at once." I went back inside and told Amanda and Kyle that I wanted to handle the divorce as smoothly as possible, no fighting, no drama. They agreed eagerly. Over the next week, while I pretended to accept the situation, I was working behind the scenes. I had installed a phone tracking app on Amanda's phone months ago, with her knowledge. It was supposed to be for safety, in case either of us lost our phones. Now I used it to access her text messages remotely. I found everything. Hundreds of messages between her and Kyle. Photos they had sent each other. She had even saved his contact under K to hide it from me. I took screenshots of everything. I found receipts for hotel rooms, plane tickets to Hawaii they had booked for next month after the divorce would presumably be finalized. Bank statements showing Kyle had been sending Amanda money. He had bought her jewelry, paid for dinners, even covered her car payment one month when she told me she was struggling financially. By the end of that week, I had a file thick enough to bury them both. Then I made my move. I texted Kyle and Amanda asking them to meet me at Greg's law office to discuss divorce terms. They showed up thinking it would be a simple mediation session. What they found instead was my parents sitting in the conference room. Mom and Dad had no idea about any of this. I had not told them yet because I wanted to confront Kyle and Amanda with the full truth in front of everyone at once. "What is this?" Kyle asked, his confidence faltering when he saw our parents. "Sit down," I said. Greg started the meeting by playing the audio recording I had made that Sunday morning. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. My father's face turned red. "Kyle," Mom whispered, "tell me this is not real." Kyle tried to speak, but I cut him off. Greg pulled up the text messages on a screen, dozens of them, including photos Amanda had sent Kyle, then the hotel receipts, the plane tickets, the jewelry receipts, the bank transfers. My father, who had favored Kyle our entire lives, looked at his oldest son with pure disgust. "How could you do this to your brother?" "Dad, you do not understand," Kyle started. "I understand perfectly," Dad snapped. "You are a liar and a cheat, both of you." He looked at Amanda. "We welcomed you into this family. This is how you repay us." Mom was crying. "I raised you better than this, Kyle." Amanda was sobbing uncontrollably, makeup running down her face. "I am sorry. I am so sorry." Greg laid out the terms I was proposing. Immediate divorce. Amanda got nothing from our shared assets since the adultery was entirely her fault. The house which I had put the down payment on and made most of the mortgage payments for would remain mine, and Kyle would pay me $25,000 for emotional damages. "You cannot be serious," Kyle said. Greg smiled coldly. "We have documented evidence of a year-long affair. We have proof your brother helped finance this affair. We can make this very public and very ugly, or you can accept these terms quietly." They had no choice. With everything I had on them, fighting would only make things worse. Amanda signed the divorce papers that day. Kyle wrote me a check, his hand shaking with anger the entire time. Before they left, I looked at Kyle one last time. "You are not my brother anymore. Do not ever contact me again." He tried to say something, but I walked out. The first few months after everything fell apart were brutal. I would wake up in that house, the house that was supposed to be filled with Amanda's laughter and eventually our kids' footsteps, and feel completely alone. Some mornings I could barely get out of bed. I kept replaying everything in my head, wondering what I had missed, what I could have done differently. But I did not let myself spiral. I threw myself into work and got promoted to senior engineer within 3 months. I started going to the gym every morning before work, pushing myself until my body was too tired to overthink. I joined a local hiking group and spent weekends on mountain trails rediscovering how peaceful silence could be. I started reading again, something I had not done since college. Slowly, I made new friends. Real friends who did not have hidden agendas. I went to dinners and game nights and actually laughed without feeling guilty about it. I renovated the house room by room, making it truly mine, instead of a space haunted by memories of what could have been. I painted the bedroom a deep blue instead of the beige Amanda had insisted on. I turned the would-be nursery into a home office with a massive desk and a wall of bookshelves. Life started feeling manageable again. Then it started feeling good. About 6 months after the divorce, I ran into an old mutual friend who still followed Kyle on social media. She hesitated before telling me, but eventually admitted that Kyle and Amanda had broken up. Apparently, once the thrill of sneaking around was gone and they had to actually build a real relationship, everything fell apart. The passion they thought they had was just the excitement of doing something forbidden. Without that, they realized they barely knew each other. Kyle discovered Amanda was high maintenance and demanding in ways she never was with me, because she had actually loved me, at least in the beginning. Amanda realized Kyle was selfish and controlling, only interested in winning rather than actually caring about her. They fought constantly. Kyle accused her of using him to escape our marriage. Amanda accused him of destroying her life. It ended badly, both of them bitter and alone. I wish I could say I felt satisfied hearing that, but I just felt empty. They had thrown away everything for nothing. I am sitting on my back porch now, the one that overlooks the garden I finally planted myself. Tomatoes and herbs, mostly nothing fancy, but something I did with my own hands. The sun is setting, and the sky is turning that particular shade of orange that used to make me think of Amanda because it was her favorite color. Now it just makes me think about how beautiful the world can be when you are not looking at it through someone else's lens. What I learned from all this is that trust is fragile, but so is betrayal. The people who hurt you the most are often the ones who do not even realize what they had until it is gone. Kyle lost a brother. Amanda lost a husband who actually loved her. And what did they gain 6 months of pretending before reality crashed down on them? But I gained something too. I gained clarity. I learned that my worth is not determined by who stays in my life or who leaves. It is not measured by whether someone chooses me or chooses someone else. My worth is inherent. It exists whether Amanda sees it or whether Kyle respects it. I also learned that being alone is not the same as being lonely. For the first time in my adult life, I am completely comfortable with just myself. No one to perform, for no one to please, no one whose needs I have to anticipate. Just me figuring out who I am when I am not defined by my relationships. Will I love again? Probably. Eventually. But I am in no rush. The right person will come along when I am ready. And this time I will know what real love looks like, because I will know what it does not look like. It does not look like secrets and lies. It does not look like betrayal dressed up as fate. It does not look like two people who would rather burn down someone's world than have an honest conversation. Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest. But that pain taught me something invaluable. It taught me that my worth is not defined by who stays or who leaves. It is defined by how I choose to stand back up. And I am still standing. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had someone close to you betray your trust? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments because sometimes knowing we are not alone in our pain helps us heal faster. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life stories about survival and strength. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, no matter what you are going through, you are stronger than you think. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope wherever you are in your journey, you find your peace. Take care of yourselves out there.